Avani, and for Capstone, I'm doing fashion marketing and social media. Before I started this, I thought it was going to be really easy, but it turned out to be the complete opposite. So I'm very interested in fashion. I know a lot about it. So I know a lot, but about fashion, just not fashion marketing. So I decided to do that, and I was interested in how social media fits into that. And that's how I had my topic. And then there was a lot of research that goes into this. But to guide my research, I need a main inquiry question. And my main inquiry question is, what is involved in the pricing of a clothing garment, and what role does social media play? So I will be talking about what goes into pricing, the two different prices, social media designers use, advertising, and the different shops. So fashion marketing is how you price clothes. You might be thinking, well, all you have to do is slap a price on clothes and boom, you're done. It's not that easy. You have many factors that go into pricing, such as the materials, the shipping, and where to make it. Then you also have two different costs, the direct and indirect. The direct cost is how much the fabrics cost, the materials, the patterns, the cutting, the sewing, the labels, tags, and hangers. Yes, designers do actually need to pay for their own hangers. Then you have the indirect cost. The indirect cost is who buys the fabrics, materials, the office space, the paper, and the pens. But then you still want to have a price. You need to add on around 10 to 20% to have your wholesale price. Then you sell this to a retailer at the wholesale price, and they would add on around 50%. They'd add on 50% because that's how they pay all their workers. And this would be called a retail price. You also have the different fabrics. Different fabrics can sometimes determine the price. So you have natural fabrics and man-made fabrics. You also have fabrics that can be natural or man-made. Natural fabrics like silk and cashmere are really soft and nice, so the item would be more expensive. You also have man-made fabrics like spandex and elastic, which aren't as nice, so then the fabric would be cheaper. They have natural or man-made fabrics like jersey and lace, and those can either be really nice or not. So it really depends on what they're being used for to determine how much it's going to cost sometimes. So then you also have the social media part of this. So designers use whatever their customers are on. What I mean by that is, if the designer has a targeted audience, and they would really just use whatever they're on. So that's how it kind of works. They also have advertising. So advertising on social media will give you a larger profit than advertising in newspapers. Because advertising in newspapers, you would need to pay for it to be in there and for it to be printed. But just advertising on social media, all you need to pay is for professional advertisements. And there's also another way, which is completely free and easy. Well, sometimes. You would give your product to a famous person, they would post with it, and then they would say where they got it, and hopefully people would want to buy it. And that's one way. And so those are a few ways that you can advertise. Then you would have different levels of shops. So you have haute couture to supermarket. But in the middle of that, you would have ready to wear or pret-a-porter. In that, you would have luxury super, mid-level, independent designer labels, casual wear, sportswear, and high street. So also sometimes where the product is can sometimes determine the price instead of the fabrics. So then the last step would just be to advertise, and then it would go to you. So I really enjoyed this project. If you want more information, either scan this QR code or type in the link, and you'll find a lot about my process and thoughts throughout this whole project. Thank you.